And umbrellas at the ready. It's been pretty wet so far this November. There's more rain on the way, and it will be quite windy at times too. Now the temperatures over the coming days will ease a little bit, but so far this month it's been around 4.3 degrees above the average for the time of the year, which is pretty staggering. Now this is the jet stream pattern, and notice this weather system here kind of stalls across parts of the UK over the next few days, the next 3 days or so. What does that mean? Well, that means there will be a lot of rain, and particularly across eastern areas. Now, everybody's going to get at least some rain, almost everybody. This is the rain scale there in millimetres. Notice that eastern Scotland, parts of northeastern England and Yorkshire are sort of in the greens there. That indicates around 80 millimetres of rain, but for many of us it will be pretty wet.
Hello there, good afternoon. More heavy rain in the forecast overnight tonight, and it was a wet start to the day too, with showers moving in from the south. But since then it has brightened up and there's lots of dry weather in the forecast.
Hello again, a very good evening to you. I hope you've had a lovely day. I hope this little one doesn't look up to the skies tonight. It's going to get an absolute faceful. We've got quite a lot of rain around and blustery showers following on behind. There is a warning in place to the far south and east of Greater London for that rain, because it could potentially cause a few issues with localised flooding in that area and certainly difficult driving conditions and so on. But tomorrow turning drier and brighter for most of us, and it's just getting a bit cooler now.
Before Beefeaters came out to feel my collar. How did you get permission to do this?
Well, we'd worked with historic royal palaces before. We made a show at Hampton Court Palace, and when we were looking for an iconic building in London to do the show on, we got in touch with them and they were incredibly accommodating and generously invited us here.
And you've taken this show all around the country. It's ending here in London. No disrespect to anywhere you've taken the show, but this must be one of the highlights, or the highlight, mustn't it?
Well, it's just great to take the work from all the corners of the UK and bring it all together and share it with people here in London. But it's been a really national undertaking, a big UK-wide show.
From all around the UK, you know, some writing about the start of the universe, cells, how we communicate with mobile phones. And we also wanted young people involved, so we had lines sent in from young people as well, and they're all in the show too. And so Nitin Sawhney did the music first, and then we fitted the visuals and the poetry to that. So it's been really exciting collaboration and getting it all to fit together.
It's 30 minutes of your life and you really won't regret it. Back to you, Riz.
It is spectacular. Asad, thanks very much. And that takes us to a check on the weather, or should I say rain. It's over to Corsa.
Thank you, Riz. Yes, indeed. It was a very wet start to the day and a wet end to the day too. But we did have some spells of sunshine. This is just a reminder of that sunshine that we did have and drier weather. But for this evening, it's been very wet out there indeed. And this is the reason why this area of low pressure that is arriving in across England and parking itself here for tonight and for tomorrow too, bringing out breaks of rain and with it some strong winds as well. Now, the Met Office have issued a yellow weather warning for this rain. Now, it is for mainly the far southern parts of the UK. So we are expecting south of the M25, maybe 30 to 40 millimetres of rainfall here. And the reason for this warning in this area is because the ground is so saturated. But that doesn't mean the rest of us are going to escape the rain, because already there's so much rain out there. And you can see from the greens and the yellows on the map, quite intense rainfall to come for the next few hours. So if you are heading out, you can expect some difficult conditions on the roads, some surface water and some spray.
This time of year, we might be turning our thoughts to that symbol of winter festivities, the Christmas tree. Well, Becky is near Epping Forest with quite a lot of trees. So signs of winter coming then, Becky?
Well, I think it would be fair to say, Mary, that the weather has turned in the last few days. In fact, in just the last few hours. Welcome to Harold's Park Farm near Epping Forest, which earlier on looked quite similar to Narnia. It's more like monsoon season now. I am standing in 40 acres of Christmas tree. 500 to 600 Christmas trees are chosen and chopped from here every year. That's a lot, but it's still a tiny percentage of the 6 to 8 million sold across the UK every Christmas. There are two types of Christmas tree here, the Norway spruce, that's the lovely smelly one, and the Nordman fir, and that's the one that hangs onto its needles a little bit longer. Now, they grow about a foot a year, so that means that this little dinky one over here is about 2 years old. That's not one at all, don't worry about that. That's just That's the one you get if you've been very naughty, not nice. This one here, I would say, is about 3 years old. And have a look up to the top, that's about 12 years old, I think. The oldest ones here about 25 feet tall, and they're obviously going to all the county halls around the area. So the weather's certainly turning a little bit colder and more festive. So as you can see, it's gorgeous, balmy conditions here at the moment. In fact, it has been pretty wet for many people through today. And as we look ahead to this evening and overnight, we are expecting that rain to continue to spread across much of the central and eastern parts of the UK. And it's windy as well. And we have weather warnings, so it is the full shebang. Well, I'm not going to make any jokes tonight. Don't worry, Mary. I now have puddles on the outside and the inside of my boots. So back to you in that lovely warm studio. I hope you're lovely and comfortable. Let me out of here.
Becky, thank you.